just it's just so much work. You have so much to worry about. You are so frightened. There's always joy because I was getting to be Doctor Who, so that's absolutely joyful. But you're also aware that you are in the middle of a brand which is a lot of people depend on, which is very important to the BBC, and there are a lot of executives and a lot of people with a lot of opinions. And you have to try and find your way through all of that while also doing your job reasonably well, you hope. And so you don't have time. You just get on with it. You've also got all those lines to learn.
Right. Yeah.
So you just get on with it. I used to, occasionally there might be a day when there would be a crack in the armour and I'd get terrified. And then I would think, you can't be terrified. You can't look down. You can't do that. You just have to get on with this next scene or learn those lines or whatever. So that was the second day.
And on day 2, they created panic.
That's right. The last day? Not. Well, it was joyful too, in another way. But you never really feel as if you're really, you don't really feel as if you're going. You just, it was, I knew it was right to go. But you're sort of deeply sad because you're leaving all these people that you've worked with in a very intense way, and leaving this unique role. But you're also looking forward to some downtime to relax. And to be honest, really, it took me, I would say, a year before I reached the end of that last day. You know what I mean? It took me a year to realize really what we'd been through, what happened. So it was sad, but good.
How much was like you, bro? Like the difference in the way? Yeah, go ahead. Absolutely. Laughing is free. Here, DragonCon. Absolutely. Like the difference in like the mindset of day 1 versus your last shooting day.
Well, I mean, yeah, I think Peter's summed it up. You know, some kind of summed the experience up. I mean, there isn't really time to look down and realize, you know, if you do sort of start to think about the inordinate amount of pressure that is on you to be good, then, you know, you're not going to be able to do your job, you know? Like, you've got to concentrate on what's actually in front of you and to just, you know, be as honest as you can, be as truthful to the character and to the writing and to, you know, to the work as you possibly can. But, yeah, I mean, it's, I feel like, I think, in kind of a first day experience that I think might be what you're looking for. I remember possibly the first time I was kind of able to like take a moment and go, oh wow, this is huge, was when I walked onto the set for Thin Ice. Michael Pigwood, who very sadly died recently, rest in peace, he was a wonderful man. When he showed me the set for the Westminster Bridge, I remember seeing that and just being like, this is massive, you know. I mean, literally, it was massive. But also, you know, there's kind of the weight of the show and like how much goes into it, how much work everyone puts into it behind the scenes, you know, the dedication of the fans, like all of that kind of hit me, and I was like, this is massive. But then they dragged me across the room and I had to go and film something else. There wasn't much time to let that sit, but that was a huge moment of kind of realising, you know, the awesomeness of Doctor Who. And then I think the last day was, I mean, again, a huge mix of emotions. You know, I was knackered.
Sure.
You know, so you are like, oh, it'd be really nice to sleep for a bit. Cool. Right. You know, have a bit of sleep, not wake up at 5:30 in the morning. And work really, really, really hard, which, you know, I mean, I wouldn't change a minute of it, but, so there was that, and there was also, you know, sadness of not doing it anymore, but I think one of the great things about Doctor Who is that it doesn't, you don't feel like you've left it, because you get to come to places like this and meet you guys, and you know, no one else is ever going to play Bill Potts. Like that's, you know, and you feel like you were able to put that on the show and kind of look at it, and that's, for me, that's an amazing thing. You've left, and hopefully, you know, we'll do more jobs. I'm available if there's anyone that, I know you guys shoot a lot of stuff in Atlanta, just saying. But you know, that kind of thing I think is great, that it's always with you, you know? Which is, and that's you guys, so yeah.
Awesome, thank you. And thank you for being a voice for the GLBTQ community for your character. Playing a lesbian. Certainly awesome. Always appreciate it whenever our community is represented in the media. I appreciate it. It's needed.
It is.
Yeah. Next question.
So, yesterday I was at Catherine Tate's. And she totally told me to ask this question. First I wanted to say...
Where are you?
Oh, way over there.
Way in the back with all of the reverb.
Okay, hello.
Je sais que vous parlez français y hablas español, and I just wanted to say that's absolutely fantastic, given your heritage and your background, and that's absolutely brilliant. And my question is for Peter.
Merci beaucoup.
Dorian. Lena na Alba. We bear na Glasgow. How Galakakov. And if not, why not?
I have no idea what you just said.
I said child of Scotland, bairn of Glasgow, do you speak Scottish Gaelic? And if not, why not?
Oh, I'm gonna get Catherine myself.
Well, I think I just gave you the answer.
Man, did she really spend her entire panel setting these poor guys out? Really? Look at her. I got a plan. I've been thinking. Angela.
It's my turn. I got a compliment for Pearl. I admire how your character is realistic and says what we're all thinking. And I have a question for Peter. How does it feel that,
Thank you.
I know there's been a long history of fandom upwards every time a doctor's been replaced. In your case, that was when you were first introduced, some of the fandom was like, I'll never watch again because the actor is, quote, too old to play the doctor, and how much of a strong, intense impact that you have to make that upon exiting, it was, please don't go, we love you. So please correct me if I'm wrong. Would you say that your impact has resulted in meeting or exceeding the dream fan club you've wanted over 40 years ago?
Okay, let me translate. I'm not a baron of Glasgow, Scotland, or child, or whatever that was. But however, I will try. So, your fan club attendance, has it increased over the years?
I think that whole fan club thing has kind of been blown out of all proportion, because remember when I was a kid, it wasn't like this. You know, it was a few people writing letters and trying to do a kind of a photocopied magazine. And I wasn't, you know, the president of any fan club or anything like that. But, you know, as ever with the selling of the brand, that becomes the story that people like to go with. And, you know, it's not absolutely accurate. Sorry to disappoint, but I still love Doctor Who, and I think that one of the great things about it is I always had this experience as a kid watching the show. You know, when the Doctor changed, and as I said, we didn't know what was going to happen.
Right.
I was always a little bit uptight with the new Doctor, and then I just loved them. And I think that's the great thing about the show, that the Doctor, never mind just genders, the Doctor can be anything. Any kind of character, and because of that character's central place in the universe of trying to be good, that character is always going to be a popular one. So it's irrelevant to me. If people say I'm too old, that's just a joke. Really.
Right.
It's just the Doctor's 2,500 years old.
The Doctor is a force of nature. It can be anything or anyone at any time.
Yeah.
And for those fans that are just hesitant or they don't fully embrace who her new Doctor, new companion is, you know they're going to cycle through them in a couple of years, so just hold tight and come back. It's really going to be okay. We've had 50 years to practice this. It's going to be great. Alan, what's your next question?
Hi, I love you guys. First of all, Pearl, try Mary Mac's Tea Room.
What's it called?
Mary Mac's
Mary Mac's.
Tea Room on Ponce de Leon Avenue. Be sure to pronounce it Ponce de Leon.
Okay, Ponce de Leon.
Ponce de Leon.
Girl, it's just Ponce. I got you, girl. It's just Ponce. And you want to eat there before 5 p.m. because you get cinnamon rolls in the bread basket.
Yes.
Cinnamon rolls in the bread basket
Okay.
before 5 p.m.
Right.
That sounds good.
Yes.
Thank you. Right.
Mary Mac's Tea Room on
Yeah,
Ponce.
got it.
It's right next to the Atlanta Eagle. The Atlanta Eagle.
The Atlanta Eagle. Why are you saying that with a smirk? What happens to the Atlanta Eagle?
I'll tell you later. It's just a fun, jolly place to have a drinky drink. Next question.
No. I have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Capaldi, okay, so I heard that Doctor Who's showrunner, writer, and lead actor walked into a pub in Australia and lost a trivia contest about their own show. Please tell me how that happened.
Well, the trivia show is really for scholars.
And you're not.
No, I'm not a scholar of Doctor Who. I just like it.
What was the question that tripped you up?
I don't know. Daleks or something. What planet do the Daleks come from? Squirrel? Scarlet? Cyber what? Cybermen? Just stop there right there. Cybermen?
I do apologize for cutting you off from that profound question. I'm so very
So my question is for both of you, but it mainly stems from Mr. Capaldi. Every now and then I'll go back and listen to that audio of the Dream Boys. And knowing that and seeing your doctor being so... Knowing that and seeing your doctor being so musically involved as a musician myself is kind of refreshing. So my question is this: if you can have your characters go back in time and meet any famous musician, who would it be and why?
I don't know. I think there's so many. I'd love to see Jimi Hendrix. See that all happen. I'm going to see the Beatles and the Cavern. And see Bowie, of course, at any time. Many amazing. Elvis. Wow, can you imagine seeing Elvis? It must have been like. Amazing. So any of those people?
I'm actually an Elvis tribute artist, so that's why I said that.
You sure are, sir. I can see you. You look amazing.
Look at those
There's the mutton
sideburns.
chops and everything.
So that made me happy.
Can you sing? Everybody in the front's like, don't let him sing.
Is he dressed as Elvis?
No, I'm dressed as Tina Belcher, but I'll be Elvis tomorrow.
Thanks, Tina.
So that made me happy.
How about yourself, girl?
Oh, Aretha Franklin, 100%.
Question for... Hi. Question for Peter Capaldi and Pearl Mackie. What is your favorite episode to film on Doctor Who?
Well, there was so many of them were so much fun. You know, I think the one with Pearl referred to Thin Ice, which was amazing because it was such an extraordinary kind of environment. Just being on the frozen Thames was great. I like anything with Daleks in them.
Exterminate.
He's gone to stardom.
I'm Evan, and my question is for both of you. What was your favorite moment to film on Doctor Who?
I had the same question.
So many, yeah.
There's so many wonderful. I mean, you know, the thing is, you know, just turning up in the morning is a favorite moment, really, because you get to go on the TARDIS, so you get to be on a spaceship. I was thinking the other day, because I was thinking about wonderful Michael, who we lost last week, and I can remember going in the episode that we had about Vikings. And we had that fabulous set of the Viking Hall with all the Celtic kind of carvings and all that. But there was also a scene, I don't remember the story of the Vikings were being beamed up from Earth to a spaceship where they were being crushed in order for their essence to be removed. So Doctor, and I just walked into work one day, this is me, I walk into work, and what do I see? A bunch of Vikings standing on a spaceship being crushed. Every day is different.
Unfortunately, I'm a terrible moderator and did not receive my cues that we have completely run out of time. I'm so terribly sorry. Please forgive me, you two. I'm so sorry. But will you be at the Walk of Fame after this panel? If anyone didn't get a question answered, they can come by and visit you. What will you be doing the rest of the afternoon? He's like, no.
I don't know what is the Walk of Fame.
I don't know.
Are you signing after this panel?
Yes, we
Okay.
think so.
We don't know what happens.
We just go where we're told.
Awesome. Well, look up their names in the handy dandy app and it'll let you know their schedule. So I want to say thank you so much on behalf of DragonCon that you joined us.